Everyone, I'm Max Lin, and I'm a co-founder of Future Brainiacs. Today, I'm here to tell you about why high schoolers teaching debate actually works, and why our debate tutoring classes at Future Brainiacs may be the better option for you and your child. And I'm here to answer some common questions about our tutoring approach. I started doing debate 4 years ago. Since then, I've won the Capella Debate Academy Middle School Congressional Debate Championship and the Middle School March Madness Congressional Debate Championship, both in 2024. I was champion at the PSDA Online Fall Classic Middle School Congress in 2023, earned bronze at NOF Elm and Birch Middle School Congress, and silver at NOF Palm Middle School Congress. I've also been a semifinalist in novice policy at Jasper Howell and quarterfinalist at Hotcody Ed Long this year, while being the champion of the TOC Digital Speech and Debate Series 2 and the TOC Digital Speech and Debate Series 3 for Rising Star Policy. I'm telling you this not to brag, but because it matters for what comes next. I'm 15 years old, and yet I still remember exactly what it was like when I was 10 to walk into my first debate class unsure of what was to come. And unsurprisingly, that's the exact reason why our program works. Question 1. What are the problems with traditional teaching? Most debate programs have adult coaches. They're experienced. They know their stuff. But they've forgotten what it's like to be 10 years old and scared. When an adult tells a kid, just relax and speak confidently, it doesn't help. When another teenager tells them, hey, I threw up before my first tournament and now I'm fine, that actually means something. We've been there, and more importantly, for your child, we've been there more recently. Question number 2. Why do high schoolers teach better? Our program is different because high schoolers teach the younger kids. And that's not a cost saving measure on our behalf. It's because we believe that that is the best way to teach debate. Here's why it works. First, we remember being beginners. We know which parts of congressional debate are actually confusing and which parts just sound confusing. We know that finding evidence feels overwhelming at first. We also know that one's first rebuttal speech feels impossible. But adults put too much or too little pressure on the kids since they forgot this stuff years ago. However, we lived it last week. Second, we speak the language. When we need an example for an argument, we can talk about Clash Royale or whatever's trending at the moment. We share the same world, the same references, the same humor. That matters more than you think, since we can explain things more clearly and quickly. Third, we're proof it's possible. When your child watches an adult debate, it's impressive, but distant. When they watch a 15-year-old do well, they think, okay, I could actually get there in a couple of years. That's the difference between inspiration and intimidation. Fourth, teaching makes both sides better. As high schoolers, there are always things that we could learn, whether that be how to teach future students better or little things that we might find useful even in our debate careers. Both the teacher and student gain things throughout the teaching journey. Question 3. What do you actually do? Our classes are pretty straightforward. We start with the basics. How to make a clear argument. How to find good sources. How to respond to what someone actually said instead of what you wish they had said. We practice a lot. Impromptu speaking, quick rebuttal, building cases on topics you've never thought about before, the kind of drills that make you think on your feet. And we emphasize something that took me way too long to learn. Your opponent isn't your enemy. Debate isn't about destroying someone. It's about finding the best argument together. Sometimes you admit. Sometimes you realize they had a better point. Both matter. Question 4. What does the class look like? We teach based on the kids. We will see the strengths and the weaknesses of a kid and begin focusing on fixing the weaknesses and utilizing the strengths. Most debate programs group lessons can't cater to each kid's needs, while we can teach almost any debate type depending on what each kid excels at or wants to pursue. We aim to apply enough pressure on the kid for him to want to compete, but we don't push the kid too hard where they start to push back on the effort. As always, balance is key, and that is what we emphasize the most in our classes. However, we still follow a set curriculum that has been set beforehand to ensure that our material is concise and effective. Our classes will follow the curriculum, so if a kid misses a class, we will re-explain the item to ensure that the kid can catch up. And last question. Why does this matter for my kid? Your child is going to need to argue for themselves their whole life, the rest of their whole life. College applications, job interviews, standing up to bad policy, figuring out if someone online is making sense or is just making noise. We teach them how to do that. Not perfectly, but well. They'll learn from instructors who are teenagers, not adults who have forgotten what being a teenager is like. Instructors who are good at debate, but still remember what being terrible at debate felt like. This isn't just for kids who already love public speaking, it's for everyone. The nervous kids, the overconfident kids, the kids who just want to get better at thinking. If that sounds worth it to you, sign your channel up for our next session. They'll learn from people who actually remember what it's like to be their age and who generally want to see them improve. Thank you, everyone.